I don't know, should I stop this hypeness, yo? You know what? My last video, I really tried to go ahead and do another video just with like my handhelds, and I enjoyed that because I was just basically setting up Gamma OS, and I was also wanting to go ahead and do a test for that new, and I called it, and this is what I called it. I called it my Super Z or Super Duper SNES, that the app that they have that's been coming out. So I wanted to give that a test, you know, send test run and see how that goes. But I am still hyped up about the Neo Geo AES Plus coming, dude. Come on, we gotta keep it hype. We gotta keep it hype. I don't, you know, and from my last video that I did talking about this console, is the fact is that I was asking those questions to basically to AI out there and just seeing what the answers that was gonna come back to me and explain to me. And you guys actually came in the comments, and I do appreciate it, and was basically helping out to where that you guys got the full, like, I mean, just the full understanding of everything, and basically was able to explain to all of us about certain things that's like true and not true about this console, that you guys pretty much, because you guys, and I'm quite sure you guys own some of those old consoles, like the actual AES, or actually messed with the Mister and stuff like that. So of course that, and that's not including far as like even like the technology concern goes, and dealing with some of the, you guys probably have like some of that knowledge about some of the, you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to some of the parts and everything, to be able to explain to us who just wants to just play games. So I'm gonna dig into a little bit more, not really dig into it, but I just want to just kind of keep, I just really just hyped up about this. So I actually was starting up a little bit of a project, and I wanted to talk about that, as well as go ahead and talk about some of the updates that I ran across from, you know what I'm saying, from talking about some of the things that's going on with the Neo Geo AES Plus. Remember, I ain't gonna get to dig too much into it, but the fact is, I just want to mention some stuff. All right, let's get started. What is going on, you guys? Your boy Famous Kid Video Game Entertainment. And before we go any further, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. Click like, subscribing. It's always a big help. Now, it's been a few days since, I think probably like maybe a week or something like that ago, since I had did that last video talking about and asking those questions about the Neo Geo AES Plus. And thinking about some of the questions and the answers I got, just like I said, you guys was a big help breaking down some of those answers as well, because I had went to AI, and that's what the answers that would came back to me about. So I was just like, okay, so I wanted to kind of relate that with you guys, and like, you know, as well as seeing what was right and what was wrong with some of those questions. And I really want to say thank you guys for chiming in and explaining a lot of the situations that's going on, even some of the decision, and that's not including like even let me know like what some of the games to get when it comes down to pre-ordering. So I really want to say thank you for that. Recently there have been a couple of videos out that I ran across that I thought that was really informative, talking about the Neo Geo AES Plus, and I was like, and you know, and just seeing some of like just hearing some of the like the information that was given out. Okay, one of them was modern vintage gamer. I don't want to say his name wrong, but it's a MVG. I was watching his video, and he pretty much broken down like a lot of the information when it comes down to making a decision on getting the console itself. Does not necessarily mean I'm changing my mind, of course not, but the fact is that stuff is informative. That's not including, which was, and I'm going to give you guys credit first before I even say watching that video, was talking about some of the old consoles that they came out with the Neo Geo, like the one I had got, the Neo Geo, the X Gold that I got, which is using emulation, which you guys have said that in the comments, and as well as the little arcade thing that I had got, and that was using emulation, of course, and I'm quite sure it was, of course, you know. But as a fan of the Neo Geo, and just really was just trying to dig up into some of like that history, or have a piece of that history, I fell into it. I fell into it and I wanted to just go ahead and have a part of that. There also been another video that came across my feed from the company Play I guess it's called Play on Replay, and it was the person's name was Namir Marley. And please, I'm sorry if I battered that name, so please help me out in the comments. But the senior marketing manager over there, that's a part of this console that's coming. So shouts out to both of Modern Vintage Gamer and Namir for basically giving us some information about this console that's coming. Now I'm gonna leave links in the description. They're big channels. I mean, bigger than me. I mean, way bigger than me. The real big questions that was answered for this console, and definitely very, very informative about this console that's coming. And I'm really excited. And I've been so excited that it actually made me change up a project that I actually been wanting to do that I've been working on. And I came across this old arcade machine. My father-in-law had gave it to me and wifey, and because it was one of his neighbors that they decided they were just basically moving away and retiring, and they had it in their garage and stuff like that, and it seemed like it was kind of weathered, went through some things and stuff like that. And this is the old arcade one up, was the Pac-Man machine. And as I was looking at, as you could see, they kind of seemed like they was trying to do they did some modding to it and stuff like that, because it was like using like a Raspberry Pi. They had some sort of like speaker setup inside, so probably to give them like a better sound and stuff like that. But over time, it was sitting, this is not in the third, and the screen was completely shot, the buttons was frozen, which means that you can't really push them. It just did not work anymore, and you could just tell that it was just really, really old. So me and wifey, we went ahead, took it home. We just basically cleaned it, gutted out everything, because we wanted to kind of use the cabinet part of it to create something more different. My father-in-law had came back in, he looked at it, and I showed him like a couple of things that I wanted to do. He came back in, and he kind of like we kind of like talked about doing a little bit of modding to make it like a one-person type of vibe with the controller. So I ordered like some buttons, the joysticks and stuff like that. So I ordered all these new parts and stuff to be able to put up inside. And he also went ahead and we did like a mod so where we can go ahead and put a new screen on it. And actually he also went ahead and did what is called like an outside paint right there, to where that it's like almost like a so where when we do the spray painting, it actually stick. You guys know the name of all this stuff. I'm not that good at this, but at the same time, we're gonna go ahead and give it like a color. And as well, I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about that, because the fact is of seeing something like this, what would be a good color? I was thinking about maybe like a reddish color. So and my goal was, because the reason why I wanted to put this in this video is to talk about is that I wanted to make something to where it can aim more closely to something like a Neo Geo, like arcade style, and just like that way my family can go ahead and get a chance to experience a lot of the Neo Geo games and stuff. And of course I will be using emulation and stuff like that, because the fact is I don't have like the actual boards and stuff like that. But if you guys got ideas and where I can actually be able to like put something like this together, for like if there's a board out there that's pretty much inexpensive, or should I just go with the Mister or something like that, you guys can just tell me in the comments, because it's just it's just suggestions. I mean, as far as like color stuff like that, I'm thinking about getting like some order like some vinyl photos or pictures and stuff like that to go on the side, but I still got to give it like a good paint. So I'm thinking of going, because I know, just like I said in my last video about the Neo Geo AES, I was looking at the arcade, and that was like in that color and everything else. So I wanted to kind of see if I can mimic some sort of way to where I can do that. I could be able to have it to where it makes it like feel just like a Neo Geo, hopefully. And I just think that this is just a fun project to do, and I really just want to I'm really just been digging into it and stuff like that. That's why I kind of been like a little bit slow on the videos and stuff, but I would just love to hear you guys ideas on it, especially those who probably like side hobbies, you guys opinion about that. And in my opinion, it doesn't really take too much for to have the Neo Geo work, especially like when it comes down to emulation. But I want to make it to where that it just looks good as possible. I want to play the games and get into it, and being able to enjoy those classic games, as well as, saying, being excited until the actual console comes, because that's gonna be the big deal. The big thing is happening, and it's coming. Hopefully. And my question, there was another question I didn't get a chance to say about this console. Where that, and you guys let me know in the comments. I didn't even get a chance to like see none of this, and I was just thinking about this in my head. Is there going to be like updates for this console? Will we be able to get updates for different things that has like Wi-Fi or something like that? And I have to look that up real fast. I need to see what's going on. Hold on. Okay, moving forward, I just looked it up. I did ask the AI, and it says that the console itself will not have built-in Wi-Fi or internet capability. So I'm not sure. I mean, we're gonna, we're gonna find out. I mean, we're gonna find out a little bit more as it just keep on being developed. So yeah, as of right now, from what I see, it does not have Wi-Fi. So I'm not sure if it's gonna have like updates. You guys let me know in the comments, because I'm not sure. I can't say, I don't know everything. The whole point of it is that we is getting hyped up, and we is trying to figure this thing out of what we can do with this console. I mean, and even more of, and I know the community is going to be out there doing some amazing things when it comes down to these consoles, because as soon as the console come out, there's always somebody that's going to be out there just really digging into it and really doing upgrades and coming up with stuff when it comes down to these consoles. And with that being said, I'm gonna be out, you guys. I am, just like I said, I do struggle, and I repeat myself because I get excited. When I get excited about this type of stuff, I have a tendency to repeat myself. My bad for just yapping. All right, you guys, and I'm out. And from gamer to gamer, thanks for watching.